Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Anna, and as you can see, I am at different location for the time being. I'm actually back at my parents' house. I don't know if you guys remember the pink walls that I used to be so obsessed with, but now not anymore. I don't really like the color pink, so there's that. Yeah, I do miss my white walls. And like the whole part of my room is a bit like a winter wonderland-esque kind of thing. But yeah, so I am in my parents' house for the time being, like about 3 days or so, because we don't get to move into our new house until like the 12th. So we still have a little bit of a while to wait, but yeah, this is where we are right now. So right now I'm going to do my April releases. I don't really have much to talk about considering how big February, March, and even January was. Those were some pretty big runs, so let's just see what we have, and let me know if you guys are interested in any of these and what you have found in April releases, and yeah, let's just get going. My first book is Deadly Fates by Tessa Tassa. So this is inspired by the Chinese folk practice of necromancy. As a corpse-driving priestess, a holy seventh page to guide the deceased home, Kang Si-ying has never feared death, but when her beloved father collapses due to his declining health, Si-ying realizes that even she is not free from the cruel grasp of mortality. Desperate to provide her father with the medical aid he needs, Si-ying accepts a dangerous job that promises a generous commission and travels to a hostile estate to retrieve the corpse of a missing prince. But the moment Si-ying places her reanimation talisman on the dead prince's head, rather than make up the corpse obedient to Si-ying's commands, the talisman brings the prince back to life. Worse, he won't stay alive for long, not unless he absorbs enough ki, or life force, to keep his soul anchored to his body. Comes out on April 14. My next book is Stay for a Spell by Amy Coop. And Princess Tannadale of the Wooden Wand is disillusioned with her life as a princess. She longs for real conversation like the chance to build a life of her own making and uninterrupted reading time. During a routine royal visit to the town of Little Pepper Ridge, Danny's dream comes true when she finds herself cursed to remain in the London bookshop until she locks her heart's desire. Certain that someone will figure out how to break the curse eventually, and delighted by the prospect of an entire bookstore of her own, Danny settles into life among the stocks. She finds it easy to exchange balls and endless date dinners for thieving piles of books and imitating handsome pirate who seems bent on stealing her stock. She even starts to believe she stumbled into her very own happily ever after. There's just one minor problem. As Teddy's royal duties go unfulfilled, her frantic parents start sending princes to woo her, each one of them certain the gifts will break the curse. After all, what more could a prince want but a prince? She wants books? Comes out on April 14. My next book is Brownbound by Alice Hunter. You deal or you die. Astrid has always known she is destined to die. She is the last next-turn witch and heir to the Queen of Artura, cursed by centuries old common to deal the heir to the kingdom of Ratana for the source of all magic, the heart. And now Astrid's time is up. She is heading into enemy territory to face Prince Ziran, the most powerful dragon rider in eons, with only her familiar, her potions, and her words to aid her. She is going to die, and any chance her queen ever has of curing the blight that's ravaging the lands and killing her people will die with her. Meanwhile, deep in Dragon's country, Skylar and her traveling troupe arrive in Batta's capital, ready to profit off the legions of spectators swarming to the city ahead of the duel. She despises the royals and all they stand for, especially as the king's guard murdered her mother, but when her vestment disappears, suspected to have been taken in the conscription, her search takes her closer to the royals than she could ever have imagined. Comes out on April 28th. My next book is West of Wicked by Nikki St. Crow. Dorothy Gale doesn't know where she came from. She has only the vaguest memory of her life before landing in the dull grey world of the vast Canassa's prairie. Then there's a clone rips through the night and carries her dog, and a farmhouse, somewhere a lot farther than Dorothy imagined. She's in a strange land that is apparently cursed, shrouded in shadow, and to get home, Dorothy needs to seek out a wizard, following a treacherous path. Watch out for a never-ending list of forest beasts, witches, and cursed mercenary, and perhaps most dangerous of all, the wizard himself. And this is the reimagined world of Wizard of Oz, where the villain gets a girl and the girl gets the power. Comes out on April 14. My next book is The Killing Spell by Shay Kawi. Kia Petrova is dealing with more than fair share of trouble. At just 25 years old, she's the youngest of 5 Hawaiian clan leaders living on a homestead in outer Los Angeles. Nearly, okay, I don't know, what? I don't know why I said the LA so weird. Oh my gosh. Nearly 200 years ago, when a catastrophic flood submerged the Hawaiian Islands and unleashed magic into the world, these clans forged a treaty with the city, establishing a new Hawaiian homeland, but the treaty is about to expire. Kay struggles to keep a small clan afloat, scraping together rent each month through odd jobs and selling her own crafted Hawaiian language spells. While her talent for language magic is her saving grace, she feels like a shadow of those who came before her. Just when she thinks things can't get any more complicated, the moon of Angela Reyes, LA's most prominent Filipino activist, turns the world upside down. This kind of reminds me of Babel, because they also have like a language magic kind of vibe going on. So it's quite interesting, and this comes out on April 14. My next book is To Steal a Throne by Gabby Burton. Her magic feeds on lies, his magic could destroy her. Mira Kyla runs the court of Verde from the shadow. Ever since she helped the half-blooded Luke cheat his way into the role of Verde's leader, she's used her light-powered magic to collect secrets from members of court, then use them as blackmail to keep her brother in power. But when newcomer Kadrin Vale shows up and challenges Luke's leadership, he threatens the stability Mira has worked so hard for. Kadrin also has magic that can detect the precise nature of someone else's power with a single touch. If Kadrin so much as brushes against her, everyone will discover that Mira is the one who's been manipulating the court for years. Kadrin and Luke compete in 3 daily challenges called the Trials. Mira realizes that no matter who wins, she'll be stuck serving a mediocre man who doesn't deserve to be in charge. She's done hiding in the shadows. She wants power of her own. Together, she will have to betray both her own brother and Kadrin, but the fiercer the competition gets, the more Mira realizes that the one boy who could destroy everything is the one boy she might not be able to resist. Comes out on April 7th. My next book is actually number 3 in Drowned Gods. It's called Infinite Shores by Pascal Lassalle. Fate cannot be broken, not even by the gods who serve it. Emily refuses to lose Lumi again. Her fate hangs in the balance as the monstrous Clover plans to use her as a sacrifice to steal power from the deity Athea and make himself into a proper god. To stop Clover, Emily needs the help of Athea's dark counterpart, Sinjarus. Yet this enigmatic deity cannot be trusted, and if Emily is to ally with him, she must invoke an ancient magic to keep him pinned to her side. Meanwhile, in the divine workshop of the god of balance, Baz learns he has a role to play in the coming fight to save the crumbling worlds and the weakening magics. Yet all he can think of is Kai and the gruesome fate that awaits in the Clover's side. A fate the god tells them that is beyond even his reach, but Baz is determined to save Kai even if he has to rewrite time itself. Comes out on April 7th. My next book is Thistle Marsh by Monia Corrigan. Welcome to Thistle Marsh, a ramshackle estate where an impoverished orphan and beguiling fairy collide in an enchanting novel of love, revenge, and ruin. In the wake of World War I, the world is a decidedly unmanageable place for Mouse Dune. She once dreamed of becoming a fairy anthropologist, but with one telegram her world shattered. At the Battle of the Somme, her cousin's body disappeared into the mud, and her brother was left with debilitating shell shock. It was time, she knew, to put aside her childish dream. When Moose receives news that her uncle has left her in the very blessed Thistle Marsh Hall, a stamp-related manor in the English countryside, she must leave her brother's side and return to her childhood home to claim her birthright. But there is a catch in her uncle's... I know I've already talked about this book before, but this suddenly. But there is a catch in her uncle's house. If Moose does not rehabilitate the crumbling house in 1 month's time, she will forfeit her inheritance and any hope of caring for her brother. Comes out on April 21st. My next book is Deathbringer by Sonia Born with the ability to speak with the dead, Viola hates the magic. It killed her sister Olivia, and if she doesn't learn why, it will kill her too. Her only hope lies within the precarious walls of Gory Hell instead of magic, where Olivia spent her final days. There, Viola clashes with Silas, a poison mage whose magic stems from 3 matchless snakes. Immortal, tormented, and reckless, Silas is led to a life he never asked for, and haunted by guilt for his father's death. His hatred for mages runs deep, and he's determined to keep Viola at a distance. But when an attack forces him to heal her, their fates become intertwined by a magical bond that threatens to upend his loyalties and his common sense. As more students start turning up dead, Viola and Silas are drawn into an uneasy alliance that pulls them deeper into Gory Hell's treacherous passageways, where secrets fester beneath the stone at the end the dead do not rest, and as enemy lines begin to blur and their undeniable attraction grows. Viola and Silas uncover chilling someone is hunting mages for the magical relics, and if they can't uncover the killer in time, Viola will be next. Comes out on April 30th. My next book is Burn the Scene by Mona Tarati. To protect her homeland, one queen must fight her people's historic enemy once and for all. Amaka Charlotta never expected to be queen, the youngest of Volaris Kumaris. Amaka has spent years in rigorous combat training to become a sister's blade, but when the monstrous Porjink attempted to lay claim to Yuli, Amaka's role and fate are apprehended. The Portuguese giant half-men, half-snakes who attacked from the sea haven't been seen in New Orleans since their failed invasion more than 50 years ago, but now they're back with vengeance and a choice: pay their fits or suffer total devastation. Soon Abaka's definitions of strength, subterfuge, and statecraft are put to the test. When marriage to a neighboring king give her resources she needs to protect her people, or will she watch her homeland be crushed beneath the waves of would-be colonizers? This is a historical fantasy that reimagines the Portuguese attacks on South India in the 1500s. It comes out on April 21st. I might have to turn the light on just because the sun is setting, but we will see how this goes. My next book is The Witch and the Huntress by Luna McNamara. When Medea possesses both witchcraft and cunning, yet she endures a lonely and constrained life under the rule of a wicked father, Aethes. When the hero Jason arrives, they strike a deal. If Medea helps him win her father's golden fleece, Jason will marry her, take her with him back to Greece. But as the journey unfolds, Medea is forced to choose between the life she expected and the love she secretly desires, and the cost may be greater than she ever imagined. Atalanta, raised by bears, is a capable warrior caught between the wilderness and the human world, but never fully a part of either. After the sudden disappearance of the woman she loves, Atalanta joins Jason's Argonauts in an attempt to find her. But when Medea becomes part of the crew, the sorceress awakens something in Atalanta that she cannot ignore. Jason, a skilled diplomat but reluctant warrior, depends on his heroic companions to help him claim the Golden Fleece and retake the stolen throne of his father. Medea and Atalanta are among his most useful allies, but Jason soon finds that success may demand more than he can give. Comes out on April 21st. My next book is Darkest When the Devil Comes by Daisy Pierce. The woods are known as a place to avoid. What goes in doesn't come out. Hazel has been gone from a small town of Green Hills in the English countryside for years. Now returned in the wake of traumatic divorce and crumbling personal life, her simple plans are to lay low at her parents' vacant houses, reconnect with her quickly sister Kathy, and slowly get back on her feet. Kathy is surprised when Hazel doesn't show. The relationship strained from a fallout half a decade ago. She didn't expect him to get back into Sicily with him, though she hadn't counted on Hazel bailing either. But something isn't adding up. Under the people and tell whisper of a threat that can't be shaken. The woods are known for being restless, and Kathy knows the old saying, if you go looking for trouble, you just might find it. The cover reminds me of one of Flanders McCann's book, The Housemaid or something like that. It has like the same keyhole eye peeping. So, yeah. And this book comes out on April 28th. My next book is my last book, I should say, is The Escape Bait by Melissa Mayer and Tamara Moss. It's all fun and games until someone ends up dead. 6 months ago, season 4 of the Escape game ended in the hallway when contestant Alicia Angelos was found murdered on set. Now season 5 is underway and new contestants are ready to put this girls to the test, solving the show's trickiest escape rooms. There's Allie, the cryptographer, Connor, the mathematician, Beck, the wannabe game master, and Sierra Angelos, the girl who got away with the sister's murder, or so everyone believes. But Sierra is not just here to win, she's here for justice. When the contestants begin uncovering clues that hint at the identity of Alicia's true killer, it becomes clear that the stakes are high in this competition, they're deadly. If these teams want to win and survive the game, they must solve the biggest mystery of who killed Alicia Angelos. Honestly, if something had happened really bad, why aren't they coming back to it? You know what I mean? Like, I know it's money and all, but why didn't they just stop filming it? No? Anyways, it comes out on April 7th. So those are all the books I have for April, and so it's still a pretty hefty list, but not as much as March, because that was a really long one. So yeah, April's still quite a full one. I might have to turn on the light. It's 7:21, it's getting dark slowly. Hello, spring. I'm just kidding, it's not even spring yet. Well, why I live anyway. We only have until April we have winter, and then in May we have 36 hours of spring, and then winter again. I wish I was exaggerating. Okay, 1 month of summer, and then we have winter after that. Yeah, but anyways, yeah, so that's our Mother again. Mother Nature decided to be a woman, so there's that. So thank you, I guess. But anyways, let me know what books you're excited about in April, and please like, comment, subscribe, so you know for every time I post. I'll see you on my next one. Bye!